Today's video is going to be another short one, as we will be responding to a video on another channel. In this case, we'll be responding to a video on the Maximilian Robespierre channel that was itself responding to a statement made by Mr. Nigel Farage, British politician, and amazingly solid argument for the existence of the devil. Mr. Farage decided on Remembrance Sunday of old days to suggest that the Armistice in 1918 was a mistake and that the Triple Entente, the Allies, should have pursued the unconditional surrender of Germany. We're going to propose or investigate what would have happened if Mr. Farage's predictions had happened. To make this scenario work, we will be making two big assumptions. The first one is we will be assuming that the Allied powers are completely committed to the goal of unconditional surrender of Germany. Second, we will be assuming that any weapons or vehicles under development in 1918 are fielded in sufficient numbers to make a difference. The outlook for Imperial Germany in November 1918 was not very good. The Navy had mutinied multiple times and had fallen into strategic and tactical insignificance. The situation was little better in regards to the Imperial German Air Force, the Luftstreitkräfte. They likewise had fallen into strategic and tactical insignificance, leaving the ground forces the only viable force to oppose the Triple Entente. The situation for the Triple Entente, also known as the Allies, was markedly better, thanks in no small part to the sudden arrival of the American Expeditionary Force under the command of General John J. Pershing. Along with those fresh and highly motivated American troops would come the production capacity of the United States, which would make the Allies' Plan 1918 a much more realistic possibility. Even when we take into account the 1918 flu, there is little reason to believe that the First World War in this timeline would have continued much past the start of 1920. While the First World War might be over, the situation in Germany does not get any less interesting, as now the Allied Army of Occupation finds itself in the middle of the cauldron, or maybe powder keg is a better word to use, of German politics, with right-wing forces, centrist forces, and left-wing forces possibly being supported by the new Soviet Union fighting in the streets, just as they did in our timeline. So, to make a very long story short, while if the Allies had pursued the unconditional surrender of Germany in 1918 rather than the Armistice, they might have ended or preempted the Second World War, but they could have also made the Cold War start significantly sooner than it did in our timeline. At this point, I am technically obligated to say comment, subscribe, and like, but since I know no one is actually going to watch the video, especially not at this point, I will instead say do whatever you want.